Welcome to La Liga Zone, everyone. I'm Jimmy Conrad, also known as Conradinho, and this is the show where I give you the inside scoop on all of the amazing things that happened in Spain's top division this past weekend, like top-of-the-table leaders Barcelona and Real Madrid both dropping points, which continues to prove just how competitive La Liga is this season. Then I'm going to name my MVP of the week and show you my top goals and saves. So let's do this. And now it's time for the best stories from this weekend in La Liga Santander, presented by Sling TV. And we're going to start with two of the biggest clubs, not only in Spain, but the whole world, with Barcelona and Real Madrid, because they've been tied at the top of the table for the last month. If Barca won, Madrid would win. If Madrid won, Barca would win. But this weekend, Barcelona played first on Saturday away from home against a very, very good Real Sociedad team. And after Antoine Griezmann's delicate chip and Luis Suarez's tap-in from a Leo Messi pass, which gave Barca the 2-1 lead, it looked like they were in line for another important victory. But La Real's Alexander Isak tied it up and it finished 2-2. So with Madrid playing a day later away from home against a very, very good Valencia side, they had it in their hands to take the lead at the top and be the current best team in Spain. They knew what they had to do, and they couldn't do it. They gave up a good goal to Valencia's Soler before needing some late-game heroics from Thibaut Courtois and Karim Benzema to earn the 1-1 draw, which fortunately for them was enough to keep pace with their biggest rivals. But because the top two clubs dropped points, it gave everyone else the opportunity to gain ground on them. And the only two clubs in the top 10 that took advantage were Atletico Madrid, who benefited from striker Alvaro Morata scoring his first goal in a month, which should do wonders for his confidence, and one of my favorite midfielders in the world, Saul, scoring a beautiful goal as well, which helped Atleti beat Osasuna 2-0, and which also helped them jump up 3 spots from 8th to 5th. And then there was Getafe, who have quietly been fantastic this season. I mean, they haven't lost a game in the league in almost 2 months, and they've only lost 3 times all season. And all 3 of those losses were to very good teams in Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, and Sevilla. So what did they do this weekend, you ask? Well, they proved their quality yet again when they beat Real Valladolid 2-0 to jump up to 4th. Only 5 points off the top. Anyway, that wraps up the top stories about your favorite league in the world. But as a reminder, make sure you do not miss a second of La Liga Santander action this season by tuning in live to Sling TV every weekend, because Sling TV is the official partner of La Liga in North America. And by far the strangest thing that I saw this weekend in La Liga Santander was Villarreal finally winning their first game in almost 2 months by beating Sevilla away from home. I did not see that coming because Sevilla's pretty good at home. So even though they got outshot and outpossessed and out Munir El Haddadi, who scored another tremendous goal for Sevilla, they did not get outscored overall, as La Liga legend Raul Albiol scored the first one and super sub Carl Toko Ekambi scored the second to help the Yellow Submarine win 2-1, which snapped them out of their winless funk. So we'll see if this victory gives them the confidence boost that they need to move back up the table, since they currently sit in 13th. Alright, so here's the deal. Some of the best players in the world score goals on a weekly basis in the best league in the world, and I have the honor of picking my 3 favorites, which honestly, it's a dream job. And up first, at number 3, is Levante's Ruben Rochina, who took advantage of no Granada defenders being willing to step up to him and apply pressure, so he decided to coolly finish this shot from outside the box with perfect technique. Which means, kids, if you're watching this at home, please, for me, this is how you strike a ball. So rewind it and watch it over and over and over again, and then go out and try it for yourself. And then at number 2, it's Getafe's Angel Rodriguez, who attacks the ball with real purpose at the back post to score his 8th league goal of the season. But more importantly than that, I want to give some love to his teammate Jaime Mata, who made this goal happen out of nothing because, look, he's got 2 guys on him and he's got his back to goal, but yet he still figures out a way to create an inch of space so he could cross this ball into a dangerous area for his teammates, and that leads to the goal. And honestly, I just don't think this type of creativity and quick thinking gets enough praise, so I wanted to highlight it here. And finally, it's 2 for the price of a number 1, because Barcelona's Antoine Griezmann and Atletico Madrid's Saul both scored similar goals, which was a little baby chip over an onrushing goalkeeper. And since I couldn't decide who did it best, because was it Griezmann who opened the scoring in Barca's game against his former club Real Sociedad, and actually, can we just take a moment to appreciate his composure in this situation? It's so good. Or was it Saul? who smartly stole the ball in midfield and then kept his run going to finish off a great sequence of passes with his teammates Alvaro Morata and Angel Correa to score maybe one of his best ever goals. I don't know. I'm going to leave it for you to decide because I can't handle the pressure of picking which one was best. But maybe you like them both equally, just like I did. Either way, these are top finishes by top players. As someone wise once said, which I think was me a few months ago, for every great goal, there's a great save that exists in this world too. So let's get to my top 3 saves of this past weekend in La Liga Santander. And first up is Igor Zubeldia because his goal line save on Gerard Piqué's header helped his club Real Sociedad keep the scoreline against Barcelona to only 2-1 instead of 3-1 if Piqué scores here, which then gave his team the confidence to go and get the game-tying goal in the 2-2 result. What a hero. And then at number 2, it's Marko Dimitrovic, who was a walling goal in Eibar's 0-0 draw against Athletic. But no save was bigger or better than this one against Athletic's Ibai Gomez in the second half, which halted Eibar's 5-game losing streak and gave them only their 4th clean sheet of the season. And finally at number 1, it's Osasuna's Sergio Herrera because he used every inch of his body to reach out and graze this header by Atleti's Joao Felix with his fingertips after it seemed destined for the back of the net. And now after watching it countless times, this might go down as the save of the season for me because it's just an incredible display of goalkeeping. So take a bow, Sergio. You deserve it. So after careful consideration, because there were a few worthy candidates for my MVP of the week in La Liga Santander, or as I like to call it, my man in fuego, I'm going with Real Madrid's Thibaut Courtois because he made some special things happen on both sides of the field. First up, he made a world-class save to deny one of my favorite young players in the world, Ferran Torres, in a 1v1 situation. It was excellent. And then on literally the last kick of the game, he went up for the corner kick to try and get a goal for his club because they were down 1-0, and he won the first header, which obviously was very important, but it was saved. Then he competed for the second ball, and it ended up falling to his teammate Karim Benzema, who buried it into the top of the net, and that earned his club a very valuable point away from home and proved yet again why La Liga has some of the best goalkeepers in the world. As a reminder, the first El Clasico of the season, Barcelona versus Real Madrid, is happening this Wednesday, and I cannot wait. I've been to one El Clasico in person before and watched countless others on TV, and I can't get enough. The intensity, the passion, the fans, the history between the two clubs, nothing else compares to it. So I wish they played each other every week. In fact, my 2 favorite goals from this rivalry, and I'll pick one from each club, and I'll start with Barcelona first, is when Ronaldinho scored 2 ridiculous goals at the Bernabeu in 2005, and you can take your pick about which one of the 2 goals was better, but what was most surprising was the fact that it led to him getting a standing ovation from the Madrid supporters. That's how well he played. It was peak Ronaldinho. And then on the Madrid side of things, well, because I picked a Barcelona goal being scored away from home, I'm going to do the same here and go with Julio Baptista's half volley after some terrific interplay with his teammates, which stood up as the game winner for Madrid at the Camp Nou. What a sequence and what a finish this was. And overall, El Clasico is the game being played at the highest of levels. And thankfully for all of us watching, that's what El Clasico delivers every single time. And speaking of watching, if you live in the US, there are 3 cities that are having big watch parties that you can attend, courtesy of La Liga. In LA and Miami, you can watch it at the IMAX theaters, which should be a special viewing experience, and you can order your tickets through the IMAX website. And then in New York City, all the action is happening at Mercado Little Spain, and the tickets are available on Eventbrite and registration is free. So if you live in or near any of these 3 spots, you gotta go. It's El Clasico. Anyway, that is it. That is all we have for La Liga Zone this time around. But like always, thank you for watching. Enjoy El Clasico and all of the big games this weekend, and I'll see you next week. Un abrazo.